نعم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين أما بعد. We begin as always with the name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and we ask him to send peace and blessings upon the final messenger Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. So we're going to get right to it and pick up from where we left off yesterday, inshallah. دقيقة. Here it is. طيب. So yesterday we left off at, we said سأل عمار over here. Let me erase this other stuff. سأل عمار أباه عن ذلك. So Ammar asked his father about that. About when Ramadan is, if you remember the story. So فأخبره, أخبره, we said informed. So he informed him, who? أن شهر رمضان, that the month of Ramadan, قد يكون يوم الثلاثاء, وقال له, that it might be, and you remember قد, the rules of قد came into play here, alhamdulillah, that it might be يوم الثلاثاء, which is Tuesday. وقال له, and he said to him, so now the father is speaking. So the father says, يحسن, يحسنون, if you remember here in our كلمات الجديدة, we said يحسن means is good. So what is he saying to his son right now? يحسن, it is good. N means two. تهتم, so now he's talking to him. It's as if he's saying أنت تهتم, right? So يحسن, but you don't need to say أنت there. You don't say it. You say يحسن, it is good. أن تهتم. تهتم is a fi'l which means that you stay busy or place importance. Again, تهتم is that you place importance, like you make a priority, that you make it your priority. That's a good translation. يحسن أن تهتم, so it is good that you make a priority في شهر رمضان, in the month of Ramadan, بالعبادة والعلم, بالعبادة والعلم. So here this B goes with تهتم. So تهتم, when you prioritize something. So when you combine all of this, you could literally just start off over here and say it is good that you يعني prioritize ibadah, worship, والعلم, and knowledge in the month of Ramadan. So you see, when you translate in Arabic, sometimes you can pull this in translation, I'm saying, and bring it so it'll sound easy to the listener. Okay, but you as a translator, or you as an Arabic student, you need to see this and know how to do that. So يحسن means it is good. أن تهتم, that you prioritize. And whatever you prioritize is going to come after the harf of ba. في شهر رمضان, in the month of Ramadan, that you prioritize ibadah, worship, wal-ilm, and knowledge. Okay, so prioritize knowledge and worship in the month of Ramadan. وَتَقْرَأَ, then he said, وَتَقْرَأَ. Okay, now we need to pause and learn another rule. Because here we have وَتَقْرَأَ, normally it's تَقْرَأُ, but it has a fatha. لماذا? It has a fatha just like تهتم has a fatha. Well, why does تهتم have a fatha? Because of this N right here. Yesterday we took lam, and we said lam makes the fi'l majzoom. It makes it have a sukoon, if you remember, or it drops the noon in those af'al that have the noons. Well, N does two things as well. N, so we're talking about N here. A couple of things you need to know. One, it makes the fi'l, take a fatha. Take a fatha. That's what it does. And makes the fi'l after it take a fatha. Later in the Nahu book, we'll learn the terminology of these they're called mansub, marfu. This is not the time for it. That is saved for the Nahu book. Right now, you just need to know how it works. And makes the fi'l have a fatha. Okay? And it also, too, drops the noon. It also drops the noon, just like lam. Just like lam. It drops the noon. But instead of a sukoon, it gives a fatha. So all those af'al, like yani yaktubu, right? Yaktubu, and then we have taktubu, right? And then we have taktubina. No, sorry, yaktubu and taktubu. All of these, and also aktubu and naktubu, meaning at the end there's nothing. How our brother, what did he say? The 5 in your pocket, these are the 5 out of pocket. Okay? These are the 5 out of pocket. Naktubu. Okay? So for these that have nothing attached at the end, it's going to cancel out these dhammas at the end. And it's going to give it a sukoon. And I mean, sorry, not a sukoon. It's going to give it a fatha, the N. We're talking about the N. And just like that, the lam gives it a sukoon. N gives it a fatha, lam gives it a sukoon. That's all we need to know for now, is that the N gives it a fatha, the lam gives it a sukoon, and both drop the noon. Both drop the noon. So it's if yaktubani, you would say yahsunu an taktuba instead of taktubani. The noon will drop, except in those 2 cases that we covered, which were nunun niswa, the groups of females, for hunna and antunna. طيب. So anna does that. And then taqra here has a fatha because it still carries over from that N. So يحسن أن تهتم في شهر رمضان بالعبادة والعلم. Okay? That you prioritize worship and seeking knowledge in the month of Ramadan. And so because of this wow, okay, this is wow of continuation, it's continuing that N. It's as if you're saying wa an taqra'a. So in Arabic, you don't say, it's good to prioritize worship and ilm in the month of Ramadan and to read, right? No, you just say and read. Ma tayassara. Ma tayassara. That which, ma is that which, tayassara is easy. That was one of our kalimatul jadida, tayassara. That which is easy, min al-Qur'an al-Kareem. And to read that which is easy from the Quran al-Kareem. Okay? So يحسن أن تهتم في شهر رمضان بالعبادة والعلم وتقرأ ما تيسر من القرآن الكريم. So it is good that you prioritize worship and ilm in the month of Ramadan, and that you read what is easy from the noble Quran, al-Quran al-Kareem. So we'll continue now. وَتَكْتُبَ. And here we don't say taktubu, we say taktuba, because it's still this wow is continuing this N. وَتَكْتُبَ. And write. So, and to write. So it is good to what? He mentioned so far. Prioritize worship and ilm. And it is good to what? Read from the Quran. And it is important to, or it is good to taktuba. That you write fi kurrasatika. So the ism here is qurrasa. Qurrasa, which means notebook. Which means notebook. Qurrasa. Qurrasa means notebook. So qurrasatika means your notebook. So to write in your notebook, what is he going to write? Here he says, بعض means some. Al-ahkam, we took that in the kalimatul jadida, some of the rulings. Some of the rulings. If you remember, we said the first word, no alif lam, no tanween. Second word, alif lam. We put of in the middle, if it fits. So some of the rulings. Some of the rulings. No alif lam, no tanween, meaning there's no two fatha, there's no alif lam. And the next one has alif lam. We covered this rule. We said it's idafa. In translation, fit of in there. If it sounds smooth, you keep it. بعض الأحكام. Some of the rulings. So, وتكتب في كراستك, that you write in your notebook بعض الأحكام, some of the rulings. التي which تفيدك. This word تفيدك means to feed. So يفيد أفاد يفيد is the فعل. يفيد means benefit. And then we have the مفعول به that we covered a couple of chapters ago, the cat for أنت. So تفيدك. And it's tufidu because it's in hiya form. Because if you remember a few chapters ago, we said that the plural, non-human plurals are treated as feminine singular, if you remember. And ahkam is a non-human plural. It means rulings. So that you write in your notebook some of the rulings which benefit you. Fi, benefit you in salatika wa sawmika, in your prayer and your fast. In your prayer and your fast. So from the beginning. يحسن أن تهتم في شهر رمضان بالعبادة والعلم. It is good to prioritize worship and knowledge in the month of Ramadan. وتقرأ, and to read ما تيسر من القرآن الكريم, that which is easy from the noble Quran. وتكتب في كراستك بعض الأحكام التي تفيدك في صلاتك وصومك. And that you write in your notebook some of the rulings التي which تفيدك, benefit you في صلاتك, in your prayer, وصومك, and your fast. طيب. So once again, just so for review purposes, we have تهتم, new word which we didn't take in كلمات الجديدة. We have أنت من القرآن الكريم وتكتب كراسة, which is notebook. بعض, I don't know if we covered that before, it means some. تفيد, benefit. Those are some of the new words that we have. And also don't forget the ruling of an and the ruling of lam. Lam makes sukun and makes fatha at the end of the present tense verb. And they both drop the noon for now. We'll learn what they're called in the Nahu book, inshallah. It's going to all come together, and then alhamdulillah, it's going to be smooth, inshallah ta'ala. طيب. So then the third paragraph. دخل رمضان يوم الثلاثاء. We have this, we know this, دخل, entered. Who entered? Ramadan. So Ramadan entered. When did it enter? يوم الثلاثاء. It's the object of the verb, so it takes a fatha. It entered on Tuesday. So جلس عمار. Ammar sat. We know that Ammar was the one sitting because of the dhamma. وقرأ, and he read 20 صفحة. He read 20. 20 is 20. 20 is 20. Okay. 20 is 20. In the Nahu book, we'll go over more numbers, inshallah. So وقرأ 20. He read 20 صفحة. صفحة is pages. وقرأ 20 صفحة. He read 20 pages, of course, from the Quran. من القرآن الكريم. من القرآن الكريم. From the noble Quran. So let's go back again, just in case there was people writing. دخل رمضان. Ramadan entered. يوم الثلاثاء. Tuesday. فجلس عمار وقرأ 20 صفحة من القرآن الكريم. So Ammar sat and read 20 pages of the Quran. Now. Okay. طيب. So we'll move on now. Then it says وكتب 3 صفحات في المسائل التي تفيده. And he wrote 3 صفحات, pages. if you're wondering what is going on, why here Safahat is pages, and here Safha is also pages. When Safha really means page, it has to deal with numbers. If I teach you guys numbers now, maybe half will exit and not return. Numbers can be a pain. So we're not worried about numbers right now, okay? Because you need to know from this to this, the word will be plural. From this to this, it'll be singular, so on and so forth. There's a lot of rules dealing with numbers. So he read 20 pages from the Quran and wrote 3 pages, ثلاث صفحات في المسائل. So what did he write? 3 pages about masail, the articles which tufiduhu, benefit him. So he wrote 3 pages of issues, masail, of issues, subject matter related issues, right? Which will benefit him. وَفَعَلَ ذَلِكَ كُلَّ يَوْمٍ فِي رَمَضَانٍ. وَفَعَلَ, the actual fi'l فَعَلَ, it means did. فَعَلَ means did. ذَلِكَ means that. We took that. So he did that. وَفَعَلَ ذَلِكَ, and he did that. وَفَعَلَ ذَلِكَ كُلَّ يَوْمٍ, every day. كُلَّ means all or every. It can mean all as well. So كُلَّ يَوْمٍ, he did that every day. So if you want to say somebody did something every day, you say وَفَعَلَ ذَلِكَ كُلَّ يَوْمٍ. He did that every day في رمضان, in Ramadan. He did that every day in Ramadan. Daqiqa, I think somebody had a question. Did anyone have a question? Even some daqiqa, even some native Yunus, what were you laughing at, Yunus, at 8:47? What happened? I probably said something, subhanAllah. Admir says even some native Arabs struggle to utilize the correct rules as it relates to numbers. Sahih, Admir. Sahih. It's one of those things that you really got to give it time and master it and do lots of examples, right? There's even some people who are very good in grammar and sarf, but they always ignore numbers, and they got to go back and review it every once in a while. Possibly me, who knows? We'll find out when we get the numbers. وَكَتَبَ ثَلَاثَ صَفَحَاتٍ, that's a joke, by the way, فِي الْمَسَائِلِ الَّتِي تُفِيدُ, and he wrote 3 pages of issues which will benefit him. وفعل ذلك في كل يوم فعل ذلك كل يوم في رمضان. He did this every day in Ramadan. فسهل عليه معرفة أحكام الدين. فسهل. So we said was easy. Okay. What was easy? Or made easy, because عليه means upon him. Okay. So here we have معرفة, knowledge. Knowledge. Ma'rifa means knowledge. Whenever you find ma'rifa, a lot of times it means knowledge. Like مثلا in ثلاثة الأصول اعلم رحمك الله إنه يجب علينا تعلم 4 مسائل. الأولى العلم نعم الأولى العلم وهو معرفة الله ومعرفة نبيه ومعرفة دين الإسلام بالأدلة. The Shaykh rahimahullah, he says the 4 principles that everyone should know. The first one is al-ilm, knowledge. وهو, and it is معرفة الله ومعرفة نبيه ومعرفة دين الإسلام بالأدلة. He says knowledge about Allah. Every human has to know who Allah is. Knowledge about Allah, knowledge about His Prophet, and knowledge about the religion of Islam. So ma'rifa is a word that means knowledge. So what happened? فَسَهُلَ عَلَيْهِ مَعْرِفَةُ, and it is also the fa'il of sahula. So the knowledge was made easy upon him. Knowledge of what? أحكام الدين. The rules or rulings, rulings of the ad-din means religion. We all know that. We even use it in English because Islam became so popular, alhamdulillah. A guy's off of his deen. He's on his deen like this. You know what I mean? May Allah protect us from being off of the deen. Ameen. Yeah, Yunus, that sounded like you're Ameen. You're always squeezing in through the text and also on the audio here, subhanAllah. You got to squeeze in your Ameen, mashallah. Barakallahu feekum. Wa feekum barakallah. He's not being left out of any dua, subhanallah. طيب. So, في رمضان وسهل عليه معرفة أحكام الدين, and the knowledge of the rulings of the religion became easy on him. لماذا? And this is a lesson for us. This is a great story, alhamdulillah. Because he did this for the whole month of Ramadan. 30 days, 30 days. Every day he read, and then he wrote 3 pages. Every day he would write 3 pages about issues that benefit him. Imagine if we did that every day. Subhanallah. Go through the Mus'haf, page 1. Write down 3 benefits. Page 2. Write down 3 benefits and share them with somebody so you can remember. Page 3. Write down 3 benefits and share them with somebody. Page 4. Write down 3 benefits and share them with somebody. Then go back and do it again. Those 3, and then move on. Akhi, we would, Allah musta'an, may Allah forgive us for our shortcomings. I mean, yeah, because we would get far like that. So he did this, and the rulings of the religion became easy on him. Just like if you enter, some of y'all, I know some of the brothers here are studying some fiqh with different shuyukh and things like that, like when you go on those fiqh classes, write down, you don't have to write down everything the sheikh says, because that'll be really hard, especially if it's your first time studying fiqh. Write down 5 benefits for the whole class. I'm going to remember these 5 benefits. And then keep reviewing those 5 benefits. You're going to master those 5 benefits. Then you're going to move on to the second class, 5 more benefits. Hey, you got 10 now. Well, everybody's struggling to memorize all 36 benefits he gave for the whole day. You got those 5 mastered. Then the second 5 mastered. Then the third 5 mastered. Then the fourth 5 mastered, like this. Then when it's weekend, go back and fill them in. By the time it's test time, straight A's, inshallah ta'ala. But these are just some, student of knowledge benefits that you pick up on. Naam. So going back now we got to put this into practice, ikhwan. Let's put all of this into practice. Let's get some reading in here and some translation, inshallah. Do your best. Well, you're going to have to, because we just learned it today, but do your best to try not to look at your notes. Try to remember. Let your brain figure it out by context, because a lot of these words at this point you should know. So sometimes you can figure out the translation by knowing like 80% of the sentence. Is our brother Jomo in here? Where's the sheikh?
Assalamu alaikum, Sheikh. I'm here.
Alaikum salam wa rahmatullah. Man, we got to get you on one of the interviews too. I know you got a story for sure, or 2.
Inshallah.
Inshallah ta'ala, right? So I know you're in Georgia, but is that where you're from?
No, I'm originally from up top. I'm originally from New York. I'm from Brooklyn. I'm like Sheikh Nathaniel. I'm from up that way too. I remember when Abu Muslim was on Lincoln Street. A lot of brothers can't go back that far, but I can.
Wow, mashallah, tabarakallah.
You was from, excuse me, Sheikh, you was from Lincoln Street, huh?
Yes, I know about Lincoln Street. Yes.
Was you there? Because that's where I was at.
Yeah, well, I wasn't there full time. I lived in Patterson at the time, but I used to go there a lot. Yes.
Alhamdulillah.
Yeah,
that's where I started out.
Me and you can rap on the side. I don't want to take up too much class time.
Yeah, mashallah, it sounds like it. It sounds like we might have to get both of y'all in the interview, inshallah.
Inshallah.
Mashallah, tabarakallah. Okay, alhamdulillah. طيب, in Joma, can you, if you don't mind, you don't have to. I know sometimes it's improper. I don't know. Different cultures have different things. But if you want, can you share your age with us?
I'm 48, Sheikh.
48.
I'm 48, yeah. Alhamdulillah. I accepted Islam in 1993. But, I grew up in New York. And, as a young man, we were exposed to the 5% nation from I was about 9, 10 years old.
That was big over there, huh?
Yeah, it was growing up, in the street. And then, Brother Nathaniel said, I was in the junior FOI. I was a lieutenant in the junior FOI as a young boy growing up. So I always had some kind of Islam with me, growing up until I finally ran into the Quran, in the year 1993. And alhamdulillah, I've been Muslim ever since.
Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah. May Allah make it that we all die upon Islam. Ameen.
Ameen.
يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته فلا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون.
No.
Allah Azza wa Jal give us that. Ameen, Ya Rab. So, Joma, can you read this first paragraph for us and translate for us? Barakallahu feek.
From Alima?
Yeah, from Alima.
Okay. Alima Ammarun anna shahra Ramadana yabda'u ba'da ayyam. ولكنه لم يعلم في أي يوم يبدأ وحسب أن يوم الاثنين أول يوم في رمضان. Okay, it means Ammar knew that Ramadan would begin in a few days or after a few days, but he didn't know exactly which day it was going to start.
Yes.
So he thought that it was starting on Yom Ithnain, which is Monday. He thought that Monday was the first day of Ramadan.
Barakallahu feek. Jazakallahu khair. Mumtaz. Now it's only right we got to go Nathaniel now. the East Coast connection, yeah.
Nah, Shay.
MashaAllah. The old school brothers, you know.
All right.
I gotta hear y'all's story, man, because that sounded, yeah, whatever Lincoln Street is, never been there, but I gotta hear the stories about Lincoln Street. So.
No, I'm gonna tell you, the thing is, like the other day I was watching a video of Shadid Muhammad, right? He was talking about back in those days, and he was talking like the Armory was the beginning of Dawah to Salafi, and that's not true.
No, not true at all.
Not true at all. See, Brother Nathaniel knows. See, but only
Dawood Adib is the one who brought Salafiyah to East Orange, New Jersey.
He did. And Abu Muslim, he used to be on the minbar talking about let the Sunnah go forth. Remember?
Yes.
That was way before East Orange. I remember when the brothers had the big garbage cans collect the money outside to go buy the Armory. So
one brother donated.
What Armory? What are y'all talking about? Armory? What's
they own the Armory.
The Ahlus Sunnah Center in East Orange. The place
they purchased the Armory, and they changed the Armory into a masjid and a school.
Yeah, exactly.
Subhanallah.
The Armory, the masjid floor is like 2 football fields.
Nah.
Man, 2 football fields. Subhanallah.
Yeah.
And they bought it cash. Yeah.
La ilaha illallah. Cash.
Mm-hmm.
Allahu Akbar. Man, we gotta talk because I just want to know the history, and how things trickle down and what happened, and that's nice to know, man. It's good to have you brothers here, man. Allah bless you. I mean, wallah, it's an honor to meet you, brothers. Barakallahu feekum. So Nathaniel,
you brothers, you ready?
Well, I'm ready. You're gonna can you give us Admir said I'm definitely ready for the podcast. Same here, wallahi, subhanallah. It's coming soon. We gotta do this. Yeah.
Sha'ala amaru aba'u an dhalika fa'akbarahu ana shahra Ramadan qad yakunu yawm ثلاثة وقال له
طيب.
Amaru asked his father about that.
Good.
فأخبروا he wanted the information, right?
Yeah, so فأخبره, he informed him.
Yes, he informed him that the month of Ramadan might be, right, on the 3rd day, he said to him.
Yes, and he said to him, Barakallahu feek. Very good. Alhamdulillah. طيب. So the third paragraph is now we have to go with Sheikh Ahmed. No, he hasn't said anything, but I know he's got some stories.
He got some history.
I know. I can't wait to hear them. Subhanallah. It's beneficial, wallahi, when you sit with the elders, brothers. Sit with the elders and just listen. You will gain wisdom. Sahih. You will gain wisdom.
You'll stop running into walls.
Yes, exactly. It's like, it's like if we all recall, one of your parents telling you something when you were young and you ignore it, of course. But then you see when you get older, they were right. And now you're going through the same thing with your children.
Exactly.
So, yes. So if we pay attention to what our elders are saying to us, and subhanAllah, I heard an excellent statement one time. Wallahi, I was in Saudi, and I think it was the shuyukh of the masjid, he was giving a talk, and he said that shaitan, one of the methods shaitan uses to guide people, to lead people astray, is that he separates the youth from the elders.
Wow,
and
subhanAllah.
Yeah. He said because he said because shaitan uses the same tricks and has been using them since the beginning.
No.
But if he can separate the elders from the youth, then the youth, to get the youth not to listen to the elders, then they're going to fall in their same traps because they're not listening to the elders that'll tell them, hey, this is what's going to happen. So,
I heard Abu Khadidra say one time, he gave a talk, and I wish he had gave this talk 30 years ago. He said that I am my son's best friend. I am his only friend. He said, they go with me everywhere. He says, I don't tell them go over your friend's house. I'm their friend. He said, I teach everything they need to know. He said, that way they won't go wrong. Then I heard, I read something Sheikh Fauzan said that his family lived at home with him, and he was talking about his son. I think it was his son or his daughter. Their husband and wife lived in that same house. So he said, so I could guide them. So when we have our young ones, we're supposed to teach them. When you take them to the masjid, you teach them how to sit on the floor. You take them, with the older brothers, you show them how to conduct business affairs, how to eat when you're out with the older brothers. You show him all of these things. So when he gets 20 and he says he want to get married or a little older, you gave him everything that you could give him.
No, subhanallah, wallahi. And I'm thinking of the Sunnah Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Like look how he was with Mu'adh ibn Jabal, small young boy. But when you find Mu'adh narrating hadith, what would he say? He would say, يعني كنت ردف النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم, or كنت خلف النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم, in different narrations. I was behind the Prophet صلى الله عليه وسلم, or I was riding on an animal with the Prophet صلى الله عليه وسلم. So you see here that he used to, take them with him, so that you got to get their respect and they feel honored when they come somewhere with you, man. And then and then it's time to drop the knowledge on them and they'll accept it. But you also got to take them around with you. It can't be just like you catch them doing something bad and then you sit them down and then you're like, this was wrong, this and that. If you haven't been spending time with them, they're not going to listen, man. This is deep, Sheikh. We got to do this podcast, man. I'm telling you, so people can benefit. Bi-idhnillah ta'ala.
Inshallah, Sheikh.
Yeah, na'am. We'll set it up, inshallah. We'll talk in the chat room, inshallah ta'ala, and we'll give everybody, because our brother Admir has a story to tell himself.
I think all of us have a story to tell.
Every one of us, for sure.
I want to hear Brother Gondo.
Yeah, Gondo. We got Gondo. We got to know more about Gondo. You're right, Sheikh.
Yeah.
Gondo, you got to open up a little bit. You don't even turn on your camera, Yahi. What is this?
Yeah, Gondo is I think Gondo is an intellect. That's what I think. I think he's an intellect.
Sahih.
I said, man, if I had the poise of a Gondo, I probably would have went further in life.
Subhanallah.
That's a poised brother.
That's a wise young brother, mashallah. Yeah, so we gotta get everybody interviewed. I know Abu Isa is holding some information too.
Nah.
Sahih, wallahi. Every one of us has a story to tell, man.
Yes.
And I think that it should be told.
Yes.
So that, because you remember the Sahaba, they used to sit together. and they used to share stories of their past, man. They used to talk about Jahiliyyah and laugh about it. You remember when Umar radiallahu anhu was like, we used to worship. I remember one time he said, I traveled. I made a god at a dates to protect me. He said, then I got hungry and ate it.
He ate his god.
So they were laughing about it after Allah guided them to Islam. So Abu Isa says he's a boring individual. You're not. You're hiding something.
Yes.
You're not boring. None of us are boring. SubhanAllah. Allah guided us to Islam. Alhamdulillah. We just got to share how and in what way. And inshallah, that will, it could inspire somebody to look into Islam. And then the guidance is from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But with that, inshallah, our time's up, man. We're going to chat more in the chat room because I got to teach, the next class, inshallah. May Allah bless all of you. Jazakumullah khairan.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Alaikum assalam, ya Sheikh.
Jazakallah khairan.
Uncle, we got to hear your story too, subhanallah.
Not much, okay.
Hey, what's going on over there in Malaysia that we don't get over here? So, Jazakallah khair. Assalamu alaikum.